overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
My clothes and me looking well dapper. Stepping out tonight with Ramona and Sasha. Run to the fridge for me secret trick. 2 buckle of Magnum, now everything's set. You don't know, one girl can't manage me. When me under me Magnum, all 2 or 3. Mickey a buckle to me granddaddy, cause later on tonight he might expect a lady. You want the energy for do the things that you do. Drop it the Magnum with the vigor tank too. Ladies, give you the vibe, it move it. And all them on them, give you that strong extra lift. Magnum tonic wine, energy when you need it.
Like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/ramsupermarket. Follow us on Twitter, www.twitter.com/ramsupermarket. And subscribe to us on YouTube, www.youtube.com/ramsupermarket.
Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis. The momentum continues with Better Opportunity Fair number 2, happening Friday, 27th June at 12 noon on Central Street. Come explore a world of opportunity, from skills training and employment pathways to health screenings, financial advice, and so much more. Meet the experts from Aspire, the Inland Revenue Department, small business operators, and more, all ready to support you. And yes, we're turning up the energy with live entertainment from the one and only Ronnie Rascal. It's access, empowerment, and community, all in one place. Brought to you by the Citizen Security Secretariat. Because together, we're building safer, stronger communities. Don't miss the next Better Opportunity Fair, Friday, 27th June, Central Street, 12 noon.
It's the energy of we people, something pulsing inside. It beats in every soul, a feeling we cannot It's always pushing us forward, the limit up in the sky. There's rhythm in how we flow, a rhythm that can't be denied. It's in the feeling in how we talk. It's in the meaning in our spot. It is the thing that sets us apart, who we are. Cause the rhythm of life keeps bumping.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
To the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, to the regional and international diasporas, just about 8 minutes after the hour of 8 in our WinFM studio this morning. Welcome to today's edition of Island Tea. Just to remind you, if you are listening to us on your radio, we are on 98.9 on your FM dial. We're being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, as well as YouTube. If you wish to join in on the conversation this morning, just to remind you, our local number, 4660989. Our U.S. numbers, we have 2-1305-921-4619, or 1-718-285-6984, or in the UK, you can reach us at 0333-440065. Good morning, Quint. How are you doing this morning?
I'm quite well. And you?
Trying to be better than yesterday.
Okay. And what do you have for us by the way of news?
By the way of news today, so there was another shooting in Halfway 3 last night. I don't know if it was retaliatory. But well, again, another young man got hit, but he's in stable condition.
We did say yesterday that we hoped it wouldn't, because we've seen the trend. Mm-hmm. We've seen the trend, and we know what tends to happen. We don't like when it goes that way, but
I don't understand. We were going so good. Why wait until the 6 month to start?
I don't think they wait until. I think it all depends on what happens in a given. I might be going somewhere and something happens and I just decide I'm going to retaliate. I'm not thinking about it's a June, you know what I'm saying? I just want revenge when I want it.
No.
Well, I tell you.
Oh, Lord. I don't understand why we just can't live in peace and harmony and make the world a better place.
Well, if the bigger countries aren't showing any example, that is an excuse that we can't, ship ourselves up. But you know what they say, and the big fish leads, the others follow.
But we don't have to follow them.
Like I said, we don't have to, but it seems as if though everything is about trending,
Yeah.
If you do it, I'm gonna follow. That app you put on my phone yesterday, man, that is a very, very good app. I've got so much news I don't even know
where to start. Well, I'm going to
You know?
start over in Nevis. And I see Nevis Recycling Team ships more plastic waste overseas, confirms reduction in single-use plastic at landfill. So it says the Nevis Recycling Team officially declared a third container of plastic waste ready for shipment to the Republic of China, Taiwan on June 17th, with more plastic shipments already on the horizon. Such an undertaking on a 36 square mile island symbolizes a collective effort to reduce plastic consumption. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has demonstrated a growing commitment to sustainability by implementing policies and initiatives that reduce the use of plastics in the country and protect the environment. The recycling program in Nevis helps address concerns that single-use plastics are destructive to the natural ecosystem, put species at risk, and accelerate climate change. However, Nevisians will soon see the results of their hard work, as the first batch of reusable tote bags and eco-friendly t-shirts is expected to arrive on the island from Taiwan in a few weeks. This move promotes not only a green fashion statement, but also the circular economy and zero waste agenda. They said, meanwhile, the findings of the waste sampling exercise confirms a reduction in the use of single-use plastic bags, a slight increase in the use of garbage bin liners, and a significant portion of plastic bottles. So one is down, but the other goes up.
Yeah.
So kudos to our sister across the Narrows.
Yes.
Good morning, Mario. It's been a while since I said good morning to Mario over there in Nevis. Have a safe day.
Yeah.
And there it goes. It said that what I told you about the shooting, it says, and all these articles can be found on winnfm.com. Okay, folks? It says the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force Violent Crime Unit has launched an investigation into an attempted murder stemming from a shooting incident that occurred in Halfway 3 on the 18th, 2025 at approximately 9:15 p.m. The victim, okay, we spoke about that one yesterday. I thought it was the one from last night because it has the date of yesterday, but that's the first one. So the second one, I don't see any reports on it just yet, but I heard of it. So Quint, you want to come in with yours?
Well, I'm looking at this article that says, I think it is in St. Lucia, an individual experienced the most horrible driving experience in her life. Apparently, she hired a taxi. The taxi came and picked her up, and then the driver proceeded to push his foot down on the gas and accelerate, speeding around corners and going at a breakneck speed. She says, man, I tell you, it was the most horrible drive of my life. She said, the only reason I didn't ask him to stop the vehicle and allow me to disembark, as I told him, was that I was close to my destination, right? She said, I boarded the vehicle, which is never in the best condition. His vehicle, which is never, it seems maybe she knows him.
So why,
right?
Why catch it then?
And she says, the minibus operator drives an older, outdated Toyota. She's cursing the vehicle rather than the driver began. I'm pushing forward here. Began aggressively after passing a bridge on the Verksfort Labary Highway in the vicinity of the police marina unit. The roads was wet and there was a pool of water on the left side near the airport fence where a number of vehicles previously plugged into. At one point I was not just in fear but was boiling with anger and almost had an outburst. Well, just to sum it up, I don't know why you would pick up someone and then endanger them when it's your living to transport people from one point to another.
And this is what I said. I don't think as human beings we learn, because all over the Caribbean you always see some bus accidents.
Yeah.
And it's always the patrons in the bus that suffer the effects rather than the person that's driving. I do not know what special blessing the drivers have that they hardly ever get hurt.
It's not so much a blessing, it's because they're driving and they usually see what is going to happen moments before it happens. Usually you, the one who's driving, you're either occupied on your phone, speaking to each other, And then another thing the driver does is if the driver realizes that he's going to have a collision, he makes sure that he swings himself away from the collision. For instance, if a truck is going to be hitting him on his side, he's going to automatically swing the wheel away. It shows you that to be a good Samaritan these days doesn't pay. No. There are 3 men in a car, and apparently they give the feeling that they're lost or something like that. This woman is coming. She hears them, and maybe they tell her they're lost. Or she approaches the car, and when she reaches the car, they pull her into the car, sexually assault her, and then maybe when they're driving, they sexually assault her, and when they're finished, they throw her out of the car and drive away. The police is asking, the public to come forward with information pertaining to that. But like I said, this tells you that you can't be kind to people these days. Imagine here's a woman trying to be helpful, and look at what she gets.
But if I see a car with 3 men, I don't know anything. I'm not speaking to them. I'm outnumbered already. And this is the thing, as you say, you want to be a good Samaritan, but you don't know the intention of people's heart. Look, there's a story in Trinidad. I don't know if you heard of it. This young man, he had his baby mother, and he had a side chick. Now, the side chick I guess she overstepped her boundary, called the baby mother to inform the baby mother that she exists. The baby mother took matters in her hands. She finished with Mr. Mr. can't take it. So the side chick goes to a party. His brother, and some other person goes to pick her up from the party. Mind you, she not knowing that this is the last time she's going to be alive.
Wow.
They pick her up from the party and proceeded to beat her in her head.
Wow.
And dumped her in a field. Now the video is circulating with her in the field and everything, which I think they should not have put it out there, because the undergarment is showing she's dead there.
Insensitivity towards family and friends.
And he comes on social media, confesses to the murder, and claims because his girlfriend has left him, he's going to commit suicide. But he didn't get the chance to commit suicide. Both him and his brother apparently are in police custody in Trinidad.
So when he said he was going to commit suicide, did he expect us to be sympathetic to him?
I don't think so. I just think he was telling them this is what's going to happen. I killed her because of what she did. She made me and my girlfriend break up. Again, listen, he killed me when...
Look, this just speaks to the irresponsibility of human beings. I don't. Sometimes I'm at a loss for words. Because you're in a relationship, you cheat in the relationship. The woman you cheated with, you know how women tend to be. When she finds out, she's going to feel hurt. She contacts the other woman. We might say she shouldn't have done it, but in her feelings and her emotions, she reacts. But you know that you cheated. So why would you go and kill her? She's not solely responsible for the act. Both of you participated in it. Don't you think that your life could go on I don't know what these people are thinking.
Yeah,
I
or
just
maybe
don't know.
his baby mother probably said, no, you're not getting back, and he can't deal with that.
So you could go on. I mean,
He could have stayed with the side chick too.
well, maybe the side chick. Look, not all side
chick
chicks
wants
when
to
they
be
find
first
out.
chick.
Yeah,
That's
not-
why she went to the baby's mother.
Yeah, she might say, no, you didn't tell me you were involved, and now you're woman finished. You know how women are, Some women are. Now
but
your
it's
women finished with
obviously
you,
that
you're
she
coming back
wants
to
him
me.
to herself. That's why she would go create chaos over there to get the girl maybe to leave.
Who said that? Maybe she just wanted.
To create chaos?
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I can't begin to go into the psychology of a woman. You understand? I'm a man.
Maybe she
I'm
wanted
a
to
mere,
become number
I'm
one.
a mere simple, humble man. I can't
I'm just
begin.
saying, I don't know her intentions, and we'll probably never know her intentions now because she was unalived, and he came to social media and he confessed about what he did.
Yeah, but
Now-
back to the one with the three women.
The three men.
The three men, yeah. I don't know what the situation was, but depending on where they are, I don't see where usually if a woman sees three men in a car, and it depends on where it is. Let's say she's coming down one of those roads somewhere in the vicinity of let's say McKnight or Newtown. We have these lot of roads that.
Once it's deserted, I will run.
Well, I'm just trying to give a scenario. She's coming down one of those roads. Let's say, when you go up Market Street, there are these other roads, these lot of roads that stem
Skinny
off of
roads that
Market
go
Street.
all over.
Yeah. So she's walking down or up that road. There's a car. These men must have planned it before, right? They must have planned it before, but
Or
she
they
didn't know.
Or they just decided to say, let's just go and do some bed today.
Yeah, so they planned it before. So she's walking down the road. You know where the basketball court is in the yeah. So she's walking down a road there. There's a car. There's no one else on the road. There's a car. There are other cars, but there's only this car with three men in it. Seeing three men, she's going to think, okay, there are three men, not one. So it's not likely the three of them are going to, you might think, I'm just being hypothetical. You might think, okay, maybe that didn't even cross her mind. They said, hey, miss, do you know where we could find so-and-so? She approached the car. Soon as she approached the car, they reach out, grab her, pull her in the car. I wouldn't blame her. She was trying to be nice.
I would stay away from the car and answer them and then bust off as fast as I
Well,
can.
yeah, she could have done that.
Because I'm
but
not going close to nobody's car. That's madness.
yeah, it's hindsight. You can say that, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt because all she was trying to do was to be nice, and she didn't deserve what she got. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
I
so-
totally get that.
Yeah.
That's not
Okay.
good, and I hope the perpetrators are caught. Then on the next article from the same Loop News, I see St. Kitts and Nevis launches Smart Spend SKN. It's a campaign to help citizens navigate rising costs. And it says, a national campaign aimed at helping citizens spend more wisely has been launched in St. Kitts and Nevis on Wednesday, June 18th. The National Cost of Living Task Force unveiled its Smart Spend SKN public awareness campaign, an initiative designed to help citizens and residents of the Twin Island Federation combat rising expenses through informed purchasing decisions. The campaign was introduced with the release of its first comparative infographic, which illustrates how families can save as much as $525 annually by switching to a more affordable brand of cereal. The inaugural infographic demonstrates how switching to an alternative brand delivers tangible benefits. Consumers immediately save an average of $10.35 per cereal box purchase. For weekly buyers, this accumulates to $525 in annual savings, equivalent to essential expenses like 1.5 months of household electricity, school uniforms for children, or 3 months of fresh local produce, a release from the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Services stated. Stated. Chair of the National Cost of Living Task Force, Dr. Marcus Elnata, emphasized the practical value of the campaign. He said, unquote, Or tagline, same bowl, smarter spend, reflects a vital economic strategy. When families save $10 on cereal, that $10 is available possibly towards bus fare, lunch, medicine, books, or savings. These conscious choices build critical resilience against global price shocks, Dr. Natas said. The Cost of Living Task Force was established by the Cabinet decision in 2023 as a multi-agency body charged with developing evidence-based cost reduction strategies. Its work is structured around 6 key pillars: food, security, energy affordability, housing, transportation, consumer goods, and local product resilience. All efforts are guided by the principle of building a nation where every citizen thrives, not just survives.
Yeah, sounds good.
But what about the person that's going to argue that I don't want that cereal? I
Well,
want
you have
that cereal.
you have,
I'm going to be the devil's advocate today.
so you don't want that cereal. It's
I
your
want
choice.
the other cereal.
The more expensive one.
Yeah.
It's your choice. So you don't want to be economical in that vein. It's up to you. But then after you've made that decision, then don't come bawling and saying, I can't this and I can't that.
But how
because
about giving me more money so I can have what I want?
who's going to give you the more money?
I can get a raise from work.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
And I'm talking about a government employee. I'm not talking about a private
You're going to
employee.
be devil's advocate, and I'm going to be devil's advocate. So, so your job can give you a raise, but then being the devil's advocate, I might say, well, I'm your boss, and recently you've not been, contributing to the point where I feel you deserve a raise. So.
I didn't tell things to go up.
No, you didn't tell things to go up, but I didn't tell you not to perform on the job.
Wow.
So.
But what you see, boy, do you really see? Even if I'm performing, how some employers really think?
Yeah,
They'll find all kind of excuses not to give you a raise.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because
My
the power is in their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
As we oftentimes say, everything going up except our pay.
Yeah.
But then we show them that we're still affording it. How? Maybe it's the Lord multiplying the hundreds. I don't know. But cost of living is high.
Now, don't get us wrong. We are not saying that you have to, because a lot of people took offense when, our prime minister
said it first.
Yeah, said that you don't have to go for that milk. You could go for that milk. I don't think he said anything wrong, but people took offense with it because people feel, well, it's my choice. I have a right. You're going for the carnation milk, but you want me to go for the,
the Bonnie.
the washed out one. So how dare you? You know what I'm saying? I work for my money.
Exactly. And look, I'm seeing an article, although it's from June the 5th, it says, Bahamas PM announces salary increases for public servants.
Hey, round of applause there.
But look at it though. It's growing by cents. Look, it's you no paper money here, No, these things can't be right.
Well, at least it's an increase. They're gonna say it's an increase.
Listen.
Okay. So let's take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Kids and neighbors, it's time to celebrate! We're raising our glasses and saying cheers to 20 years as your trusted telecommunications provider. And because we love our amazing customers, we're giving you the chance to win. Every week, we've got exciting prizes just for you. And that's not all. Step into a cash vault for a shot at $2,000 in cash. To qualify, switch to Digicel, activate a 3-day plan or higher, pay your bill in full, sign up for postpaid or a new Digicel Plus internet package. Stay connected, keep enjoying the best service, and get ready to win. 20 years strong, and we're just getting started. Visit a Digicel retail store today.
Here are your Horsewood's Value Month IGA special.
Running May 1st to May 14th.
Now, our Value Club Blue Tag Specials. Post Great Grain Cereals, just $18.99. Essential Everyday Cream Cheeses, just $7.99 each. Stone Ridge Premium Ice Cream, $17.99. Terra Chips, just $15.99. Nabisco Rich Chips and Crisp Thins, $17.99. Essential Everyday Canned Dog Food is just $8.69. And now, our very low weekly
value deals. Essential Everyday Croutons, $6.99. Nature Valley Granola Bars, $12.99. Juicy Juice, 100% juice, $13.99. Extra Liquid Laundry Detergent, $12.99. Soft Soap Liquid Hand Soap, $6.99. Suave Deodorant, $8.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of.
Need to get your goods to St. Kitts and Nevis? Look no further. TDC Shipping has you covered with reliable cargo solutions by land, air, and sea. Whether it's a package from across the world or a large shipment of goods, TDC Shipping makes it easy, affordable, and stress-free. And with our airbox service, ordering from your favorite online stores just got even easier. Ship straight to your mailbox and let TDC Shipping handle the rest. Fast, secure, and even to your door. Visit us today at the C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Park or Penny's Industrial Site, or call 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis. TDC Shipping, where reliable service meets unbeatable convenience. TDC, together we succeed. Unbeatable convenience. TDC, together we succeed. Well, industrial
Mention. Appearing for the first time in St. Kitts, Dancehall ID's Maker. Performing his biggest hits, Jamaican dancehall sensation. And bringing the energy from Trinidad, Miguel Deja. White Sands will be hosted by top DJ and radio personality Sweet Sister Sensia and Jamaican radio host CJ Spark. Tickets are just $120. Pay $150 at the door. For online tickets, visit Carambola.com. It's a French affair on Sunday, June 29th at Carambola Beach Club for the summer's hottest all-white party. White Sands Parisian Soiree.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And we're back at Island Tea. And Quint, as you were mentioning earlier about us living peaceably, and you mentioned the bigger countries that supposed to be setting the example but are not. There's a local article here. It's also on winnfm.com, and it says Mark Brantley calls for peace amid escalating global conflicts. I'm just going to read some of it. It says, and it's written by Kevin Brown, the Honorable Mark Brantley, Premier of Nevis and leader of the opposition in St. Kitts and Nevis, has issued a powerful statement condemning the escalating conflict between Israel and Iran alongside other global crises. He emphasized the urgent need for the Caribbean region to maintain its long-held reputation as a zone of peace. In a clear and direct message, Premier Brantley noted that recent developments, including Israel's attack on Iran alongside ongoing war in Gaza, Ukraine, and Sudan, as well as Israel's strikes in Lebanon and Syria, paint a picture of an increasing volatile and violent international landscape. The current climate sees nations opting for armed conflict over diplomacy and military aggression over dialogue. The consequence, he asserted, is a tragic loss of life in communities far removed from the center of power where these decisions are made. The stark reality means man's inhumanity to man continues to be fodder for the daily newscast. He also went on to say, he stressed that the region must consistently present itself to the world as an example of nations driven by cooperation, dialogue, and positive engagement rather than military aggression. The peace dividend offered by the Caribbean to investors, migrants, and visitors, he noticed, has long been underestimated. This peace, enjoyed for decades, must be preserved at all costs. Indeed, economic stability, often bolstered by tourism, inherently creates a sense of tranquility and peace of mind. Says Premier Brantley also emphasized that this period of geopolitical instability necessitates that the Caribbean leadership re-energize its support from multilateral organizations like the United Nations. It is through this renewed commitment to multilateralism and broader bilateral and regional engagement that small island states will secure their voice in global affairs. He said, and he spoke of the economic ripple effect. To those in the Caribbean who might perceive that these conflicts are geographically distant, and irrelevant, Premier Brantley offered a stark economic warning. He highlighted that Israel's overnight attacks on oil-rich Iran are already projected to lead to a global surge in oil prices, with Russia and Venezuela are already projected to lead to a global Venezuelan oil already under sanctions and now Iranian oil supplies disrupted by war. The Caribbean faces the potential for spiraling electricity and transportation costs. As families in the region already grapple with the high cost of living, further price escalation on essential services like electricity and transportation, which in turn drive up food costs, are simply unaffordable. So he says, a call for vigilance and unity. He urged the region to continue speaking with clear voice and with a singleness of purpose, serving as a powerful example of peace coexistence that the world could do well to emulate. And those are just parts that I picked out to read. I know sometimes you say, oh, the war not here, we're not getting this here, we're not getting that here, but we oftentimes see the effects that they have on us.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything that he said. Well, I don't agree with almost anything that he said, but when I hear people refer to the United Nations as a place where it kind of makes me cringe, because I remember when I was a young boy growing up and I used to hear Malcolm X so many times in his speech say, we should go to the United Nations and even at that young age, I knew then that the United Nations was of no consequence. Fast forward to now. What is the United Nations for? You say things, you put out, you say you have a warrant out for the arrest of people and nobody shows any respect for it. You say this shouldn't happen and that shouldn't happen. Nobody shows respect for it. So why are you? You're there just as a semblance, a representation of something that is not
a talk shop.
Productive. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't know why anyone goes to. I would try my chances anywhere but at the United Nations. I would not. I have no faith whatsoever in the United Nations.
So where are you going to try your chances if it's not at the United Nations?
I'm going to try life. I'm going to try to see if I can survive however I can. Otherwise, I mean, just look at the historical construct of the United Nations and see who has the vetoing power, and that alone tells you why it is of no real consequence to go to the United Nations. You're not going to get anything done. A few powerful nations have the vetoing power. Almost anything that you say, even though it is good and it would bring peace or whatever, they just don't adhere to it because they disregard the majority of the people who make up the United Nations.
But they said the United Nations' primary purpose is to maintain international peace and security promote human rights, and foster international cooperation to address global challenges. It aims to be a center for harmonizing the actions of nations in the attainment of these common ends. It says the UN works to prevent conflicts, help parties in conflict make peace, and create conditions for sustainable peace. The UN strives to ensure respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms of all, without distinction to race, sex, language, or religion. And it fosters international cooperation. The UN provides a framework for cooperation on a wide range of issues, including economic, social, cultural, and humanitarian matters. And addressing global challenges, the UN tackles issues such as poverty, disease, environmental degradation, and inequality, working towards a better and more sustainable future. The UN's work is guided by its charter, which outlines its purposes and principles, and it involves various organs and specialized agencies that contributes to achieving its goal.
On paper, sorry, I had to step out because,
Understood, yeah.
I'm going to say this. If the United Nations would respect, you see what you just said? It sounds good. If the United Nations would practice what it preaches by respecting the will of the majority of the bodies that make up the United Nations, then the United Nations would be of consequence. But they do not. A minority of the superpower nations, they have veto capabilities, veto powers, and no matter what you bring to the table, even though it may be good for humanity, they do not implement it. They veto it. As long as it does not benefit them directly, they veto it. So the majority of the people who make up that body don't get respected. I'm not saying the United Nations don't come up with good concepts and so forth, but they are unable to implement them. So if you are unable to implement things, then you, as far as I'm concerned, you have no consequence. Okay? So there's something else that was going in my mind, but I lost it. I'm going to take a bit of a commercial break as we set up for the
8:45?
Yes.
All right.
It's 2 minutes away, but going to be a bit early, if anything. Yeah. Okay, so let's take that commercial break and we'll be back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
This April, TDC Home and Building Depot is turning green. Get 20% off energy-efficient and eco-friendly products from April 7th to 30th. Plus, during Earth Week, April 16th to 22nd, win energy-saving bulbs and reusable shopping bags. Join us for product demos and expert consultations. Make the switch. We're going reusable. Go green with TDC Home and Building Depot. Hurry in or visit us online today at shoptdcgroup.com. TDC. Together we succeed.
Let's stop child sexual abuse. The age of consent is 16, yet our 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10-year-olds are becoming victims of sexual abuse and exploitation, which is being forced into sexual activity before they are old enough to decide. This causes mental, emotional, and physical harm to our children. Parents, it is your responsibility to protect and to educate your children. Develop a relationship of trust with your child. If they trust you, they will tell you. Child sexual abuse cannot be our norm. We must work together to correct this. Help us prevent, help us protect, help us prosecute. A message by the Department of Probation and Child Protection Services. Contact us at 467-1311 or 662-6833 for more information.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
And good morning once again, and welcome back to Island Tea. And in studio with us, can I say Officer Odain? Because I have to start with the ladies first. And we have, they'll tell you their rank. I don't know their rank. And Officer Bergen. Welcome back to the studios of Island Tea, as we will be discussing this morning the 3rd annual police football camp.
Summer camp, yes. And good morning, Hortensia. Good morning, Quint.
Good morning.
My name is Inspector John Bergen. Career police officer for the last 36 years in the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force. Introduce yourself.
Yes, good morning to everyone. My name is Sergeant Charmaine Odain. I am presently in charge of the National Intervention Team that geared towards crime preventative measures among our youth of the Federation. I'm also in partnership with the 3rd annual crime preventative football summer camp.
Wonderful. And so we are here this morning. Good morning again to the listening audience, both on radio and listening via the internet, whether you're locally or in the diaspora. It's always a pleasure to be here at WinFM, especially on Island Tea, to discuss our annual crime intervention summer football camp. We are having it again this year. It's going to be bigger and better. It's going to be taking place from the 21st of July. That's next month. That's just 4 weeks away. The 21st of July to the 1st of August 2020. Football Club, in collaboration with the National Intervention Team and also the Department of Sports of St. Kitts and Nevis. The camp will be held Monday to Friday from 9 to 12 at the NCI grounds, and we're expecting to have at least 300 children there on a daily basis. It's a 2-week summer program that we have been hosting for this is our 3rd year, as I said, and it has been growing and developing, and we've seen the fruits of our labor so far.
Okay.
Definitely.
I want to act before we continue on to explain what the camp is about. Is there a cost, and when will registration be closed?
All right, there's a cost of $40. If you do the maths, it's $20 per week, basically.
Wow.
It comes with a package. All the children will be decked out, will be adorned with their uniforms, full kits, of course. The uniforms, again, will be blue this year, but a different shade of blue, and they'll be looking even more better than last year's summer camp. It's shirt, pants, and socks.
Okay.
All the children have to come with their boots and shin guards, and the package also include unlimited water, isotonic drinks, as we have sponsors like Cascab on board, so they're the premier sponsor for the camp in terms of water and isotonic drinks. Cascab, St. Kitts Nevis, and we thank them. The kids will also be getting fruits and snacks and lunch at the end of each day.
Oh, nice. For $40, that's a good deal.
Absolutely.
And what about the registration? When does that start and when does it close?
All right, so registration have already begun online. They're the online platform that parents can access. If you go to the Security Forces Football Club Facebook page, Instagram page, you will find and also the Police Force Facebook pages, you will find the registration form there. It's a jot form, so you just fill in all the information. It has all the necessary information about the child, the age, the address, the parents, if they have any allergies, if they're allergic to any food or anything like that. So the registration is going very well. We have over 120 children already online registered, and we have at least 50 children on paper so far. So we're close to 200 so far with 4 weeks to go. We are hoping that we will close off registration a week before the camp begins.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you can continue and tell us a bit about the camp.
All right, the camp is about building character in our nation young people, giving them transferable skills to shape their lives, skills such as conflict resolution, communication, respect for each other, forming lasting friendship, and giving them alternative to antisocial behavior and youth violence. There are several components to the camp. It's not just football. So there are life skills, and you'll hear more of that from Charmaine Odein, Sergeant Odein, mentorship, character development, fun games, and also a talent ID. So there are a lot to be had from these camps, and we have been seeing the benefits of the camp the last 2 years, and this year will be no difference. The camp is being facilitated by a number of coaches, international coaches, and you, Katensia, would have met a few of them last year, right here in winnfm studio. They are coming back again this year to have this camp, and hopefully we're hoping to get 1 or 2 children again with scholarships, opportunities to travel abroad to study.
Nice.
I'll stay here for now because we are pressed for time, and I'll introduce Charmaine Odein to speak about the camp some more.
Yes, my part basically is the life skill, and that is one of the most important part. It's not just football as usual, but we're embedding life skills in them. We have partnered with the fire department, the police credit union to bring the financial literacy. They're not too young to learn how to save, or even to go home and educate their parents and save. And you know, when a child nagging,
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we also have health. We also have the police, where they'll come in with the conflict of the youths in conflict with the law. We also have citizen security that would come in for the older children and educate them from the walks of life and hear their voice as to their concerns and how they will want to see their community develop in a positive way. Child Services is always a partnership with us as well. We have Delta on board that will also come and be a part of us. We have this year we're going to give them a little treat with the police drum corps. We're also going to have culture involved. We're Aiden and St. Peter's, bring them in, the little treat, all play.
Yes.
And then we'll have the tactical unit also engage them as to the different riots and the different things, and we're hoping also to get customs involved. They have a big treat coming up.
Any of the prisoners involved?
Yes, we have the prisoners, of course, and even Sunday they say, and then don't forget me, so they're listening. They're listening. They're listening, and want to be a part of this transformation when it comes to our youth. And I'm very much excited, especially when it comes to bettering our future leaders.
Okay. Anything else to add?
So yes, thank you for that, Charmaine Odein, and I will come back to you. I have basically 3 more things to talk about quickly. We spoke about having about 300 children this year. The first year we had 190 plus children. Last year we had over 250, and we're expecting 300 this year.
Wow.
The camp has been growing, and so we would need volunteers. So we are soliciting or recruiting volunteers to come out to be coaches, to be medical people, to help with the registration on a daily basis, to help in the kitchen, to help with moving around the equipments for the coaches, and also to lead in the devotion and things like that. Okay. And so we are asking St. Kitts and Nevis to partner with the security forces. This camp is not just about the security forces. It's about St. Kitts and Nevis and our young people. And so we want as much volunteers as possible to come out. We know it's going to be summer, and we want to engage these children for the 2 weeks that we're going to have in them. Instead of them being home, causing mischief, going all over, we have a special package for them. The coaches are not just coming for vacation. They're coming, they're bringing equipment, they're bringing professional expertise, they're bringing networking opportunities, scholarship opportunities. And so we are asking our corporate community in St. Kitts and Nevis also to support. The last time I was here 3 weeks ago on Mr. Troy Biffmill show, Mr. Zeke Percival heard the show and he came true to his promise. And he came up to our Saturday program one morning and he dropped off $500. So I want to thank Zeke for that sponsoring and coming through with his promise. There are other key partners that I want to mention, and we want to thank the Sandy Point Benevolent Society, Humble Beginnings Manufacture. Those are two institutions in the United States. The Taiwanese Embassy, they have been our partners from day one. CASCAB, the Office of the Prime Minister, Jones Group Limited, and thanks to Jones Group Limited, I walked into a meeting a few weeks ago and I happened to meet the owner of Jones Group Limited, Mr. Duan Jones. He's a Kittitian from McKnight actually, and he has several businesses, Liamiga, Money Transfer here, a lot of them, Premier Dental, and he gave us two 65-inch television and said, go and raffle those and make some money for the camp. So we want to thank Mr. Jones. They're good people in St. Kitts and Nevis, and we want to thank the corporate society, TDC as well, National Bank, National Insurance, Delta Petroleum, as Sergeant Odin said, the Cable, and Royal St. Kitts Golf Club. They all have come on board, and we want to thank winnfm as well for partnering with us. Even though we're here, winnfm has been our partner from day one. The breakfast show, this Island Tea show, we've been here for the last 3 years, and we want to thank winnfm very much for their partnership. And so, again, I want to make a special appeal. Volunteers, this camp is going to be special this year. It's a 2 weeks engagement for our young people, and we want to see you coming out and supporting us financially and, of course, in kind.
I want to add a bit to what Inspector Bergen pleaded about volunteers. We need to understand in St. Kitts that it's important for us to learn to serve, because when our youths go out to college, they have community service to do as well. So charity begins at home. And this year we're going to add a certificate for our volunteers so that they can be put on their, whether their school file or even when they go out for jobs or to college, for persons to see that they're engaged. So to parents, family members, get your children on board. Also to the corporate community, we want to plead again for your support, whether, as Inspector Bergen said, whether in kinds or whether in financial contribution. We accept both. I also, for contact, you can call 663-5168 or 661-7300. Also, myself, 665-5785, for any form of whether voluntary or financial, in kind, registration. You can use those 3 numbers to get in contact with any one of us.
Okay. Was there any engagement with the medical schools so that they can come on as the medical personnel? Because, you know, they're training. It wouldn't hurt for them to do a little extra while they're training. Had any chat with them?
We have been for the last 2 years.
Okay.
Windsor, of course, and nursing school have
Ross?
been very supportive of this initiative.
Okay.
And so we're looking forward to their support again. Letters have gone out. We are yet to hear from them, but we know that they're going to be there in our corner. So we're looking forward to having our international coaches again coming in from England, coaches from Arsenal, Tottenham, West Ham, and Aston Villa. Those coaches are coming in to facilitate the camp, as well as a coach from the United States to support this summer camp. And we're looking to have about 8 coaches this year to facilitate this camp. They will be assisted by the local coaches, the Department of Sports. They're partnering with us, and they're going to be sending their football coaches to assist. And we're looking for more coaches. You don't have to be a certified coach to assist with the children, right? And so it's an opportunity for you to learn as well. And so we are extending this camp not just to the security forces community, but the entire St. Kitts and Nevis.
Okay. All right. Will you have any more will you be on any more shows like this, be it on Ziz, anywhere else, to continue to promote the camp?
Of course, we have rolled out our marketing plan. Just last night I was on Ziz. We are hoping to be at community policing, the policing with your show, and we continue to promote the camp.
Okay.
Solicit volunteerism and partnerships, whether financial or in kind.
Okay.
So we're doing our rounds. We're doing our rounds.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for having us this morning.
Our pleasure. And to the football clubs, I know we all work, we're adults, but still, we can, it's 2 weeks. Everybody can take a turn.
Absolutely.
Name speaks for itself. Crime prevention.
Yeah.
This is not about police. This is about a community effort that everyone in St. Kitts and Nevis is working together to tackle crime, antisocial behavior. We are here. Support us.
Yeah. I know. And the camp is for both male and females, right?
Definitely, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to clear that up for parents who may be listening, aunts, uncles, whomever may be listening, both your nieces and nephews, son or daughter, can attend the camp.
Absolutely. And we're impressing on girls this year because we realize that girls football has been dropping off. We want our girls, because there are more opportunities out there for girls than males right now. Males are more playing, but girls, a lot of opportunities in college. And we want to get our young girls out there as well to make a life for themselves.
Okay. There's the Empower camp that I think that one is just for girls. I don't know if it's the same.
Yes,
it runs
our
the same time.
No, it's a week before us.
Oh, a week before you. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So you can all work together.
Yes.
Of course.
All right. No problem.
Of course.
Well, you could just remind the folks of the time, the date, and the duration of the camp before we go.
The date is the 21st of July to the 1st of August 2025. The time we run from 9 until maybe 12:30. The buses are going to pick up federation-wise, just like how we
school
did.
buses?
Yes, school buses, police buses. They'll be on the road from 8 o'clock at mornings to pick up your children. What am I missing?
They'll take them back home?
Yes, we'll definitely take them back home.
Yes.
So, snacks, water, drinks, you name it, we got it, send them out. We're here.
Okay, $40 is the cost, $20 per week. That's a lot, and these children are getting plenty. And remember that registration closes a week before the camp starts. So you have probably until the 18th. I'm going to push it. The camp starts on the 21st, but it's the 14th. Oh, see, it's definitely going to be, because I have the 14th to the 18th. Yes. So you heard the inspector. Yes. The 14th of July, registration is done. So please, if you're interested in getting your children in, do it soonest. You heard him. He said now.
Definitely.
Yes. Alrighty. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you very much.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Ready to save while you build? Now you can at Builders Paradise. Yes, shoppers, build up your Value Club points at Builders Paradise. That's right, Value Club members and shoppers, your favorite frequent buyer club is now available at the home of hardware and more. Whether you're laying tiles, painting walls, replacing doors, upgrading windows, or fixing up your home, every purchase at Builders Paradise now earns you Value Club points. Enjoy exclusive benefits like discounts on thousands of items, special savings for seniors, instant deals, quarterly rebates, plus an extra up to 2% off every quarter. Shop more, save more, earn more, only at Builders Paradise. Don't miss out. Start building your rewards today with Value Club at Builders Paradise, because every bolt, board, and brush brings you closer to bigger, better savings. Terms and conditions apply.
Campari, Red Passion, embrace the mix.
Campari, Red Passion, full action, this is Red Passion. Embrace the mix, add Campari, make it turn and twist. Add your chaser in your drink. Campari, Red Passion, make the nicest mix. Campari!
Campari, Red Passion, embrace the mix. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9. Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
And we're back on Island Tea. And before we went to that interview, we were talking about the United Nations. Quint, you have something else you want to bring in? Because you said everything sounds nice on paper, but it doesn't.
No, I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to bash I'm not going to bash the United Nations anymore. Look, the concept is good. It's just that the superpowers of the world don't respect the true wishes of the United Nations. And if they don't respect them, they're not implementing them. Even the funds, they're supposed to pay funds for the upkeep of the United Nations, and they're not. Most of them are not paying. The way they should. So,
the OECS had a meeting in St. Vincent. It was from the 15th to yesterday, the 19th. I think yesterday was the close. And out of that meeting, I see a regional news article that says PM Gonzalez says OECS might have to consider exiting CSME. And it reads as follows. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonzalez has assumed the chairmanship of the sub-regional organization of the Eastern Caribbean states, the OECS, highlighting a number of complaints about the larger Caribbean community, CARICOM regional bloc. Like St. Lucia, opposition leader Alan Chastanet had done during the meeting of the OECS Assembly on Tuesday. Gonzalez said that to address some of these issues, the OECS may have to decouple from the elements of CARICOM. Wow. Chastanet had asked the OECS Assembly, comprising government and opposition legislators from the 9-member grouping, to consider what would happen if the sub-regional group exited CARICOM and negotiated bilateral agreements with other members. However, Gonzalez did not go so far, saying the OECS countries may well, most reluctantly by force of circumstances, have to put on the table the continued relevance of our participation in the CSME, that's the CARICOM single market and economy, while of course remaining in CARICOM until the inequities refer to hearing are satisfied. The CSME is an arrangement among CARICOM member states aimed at creating a single larger economic space by removing trade barriers and facilitating the free movement of goods, services, people, capital, and technology. Gonzalez, currently the longest serving head of government in a 15-member in the 15-member CARICOM, noted that the OECS has a deeper level of integration than CARICOM. He said the OECS, at the most integrated form of the several circles of integration in the Caribbean, allows for overlapping membership of several regional entities, including CARICOM, the Associates of Caribbean States, the Community of States of Latin America and the Caribbean, that's CELAC, and the Bolivarian Alliance for Our America, ALBA. Each of these circles of integration provides optimal outcomes for their members only if they pursue the mandates effectively through their own arrangements and also leverage efficiently their points of contact and relevance with the other regional integration mechanisms. The Vincentian leader said that with the OECS having the tightest level of integration, its members have to make sure that we do in ours, and all the orders of which we are members the best in accordance with the mandates in those organizations, and for them to have points of relevance and contact with one another so that all can be cohesive going towards certain desired ends. Gonzalez, however, said that in this process, multiple contradictions and challenges arise, and in this regard, it is to be seriously regretted that CARICOM has yet to find it possible to provide a specific carve out of the OECS within its treaty arrangement for a special attention beyond the general regime in CARICOM's treaty, Chapter 7 of it covering special treatment for disadvantaged countries, regions, and economic sectors. It's pretty lengthy, so I'll leave it up to the readers to...
These things are so long that they tend to lose the point. That is why when I'm going to peruse these things, I tend to abbreviate. I tend to skip certain chapters because then it begins to get boring, right? But I get the gist of it. What he's saying is just what I said about the United Nations. What he's saying is that you form a body, and because you're bigger, you don't respect the smaller ones. And when your economy isn't going the way you want it to go, you lean towards the smaller one and you say, let's unify and do so and so and so. But when things start to go your way, you exempt yourself from the smaller ones. And it is just the same as with the United Nations. And I don't disagree with disassociating because, for one, we the smaller islands realize that one of the things that has been happening is that there's an agreement that says the movement of goods and people and services. Yes, the movement of goods, people and services, but what we see is usually the movement of people. And what the smaller islands are saying, we're only so big, and we don't mind that you move your people, but we want to see a reciprocal thing because you're big, and we don't see the kind of, influx. You're not embracing us the way we are embracing you. So these are things as a unit we need to iron out. I don't think we should fragment, but if these things can't be ironed out, then fragmentation will be the end result, unfortunately. But as a small Caribbean archipelago of islands, we need to unify, and across the board, the big and the small. And the big must respect the small. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes people feel when they're bigger than you, they're better than you.
Yeah, we're going to take a commercial break because TDC is here.
Okay.
And we're going to be right back.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Building supplies, electrical supplies, furniture, appliances, carpets and tiles. It's the company where you can get it all. All at TDC Home and Building Depot. From lawn and garden, the TVs and stereos. All at TDC Home and Building Depot. Come on down, get what you're looking for. It's all at TDC Home and Building Depot.
You ever hear earthquake call and say, hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that because you might get in a poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without air. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take for yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on.
This message is sponsored by the Australian Government, AusAid, and produced by NEMA in collaboration with WinFM.
you live in low-lying areas, be aware of the possibility of tsunamis immediately after an earthquake. A strong earthquake lasting 20 seconds or more is a natural tsunami warning. Do not wait for an official warning. Gather your family members and evacuate immediately after the shaking stops. Don't delay. A tsunami could occur within minutes.
This message is sponsored by the Australian Government, AusAid, and produced by NEMA in collaboration with WinFM.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
Back on Island Tea, and as we mentioned before, this is the segment with TDC, and of course, folks, you have to know Dominic is already giving me trouble. He brought his cup again. I told him the reason why I cannot have his tea, so he promised me a flask. So I'm looking forward to this flask, yes, so that he can have his coffee the next time he comes. Good morning, Miss Blanchett. She's also in the studio too, but Dominic is the troublemaker. So you may begin. Can we start with ladies first, or we have to start with the troublemaker?
After all that shade.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Zariel Blanchett from the TDC's Client Relations and Marketing Department.
And of course, I'm Dominic Matthew from the TDC Client Relations and Marketing Department.
Okay, thank you, kind sir.
And today we're here to talk about
hurricane preparedness.
That is correct.
Yes.
We are in the hurricane season. It's a bit quiet.
There's a hurricane off the coast of Mexico.
Yeah.
Hurricane Eric.
Yeah, but it's now a tropical storm. Oh. But I heard it left a wave of destruction, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're here to remind our customers, our clients, and your listeners about the importance of hurricane preparedness. Okay. So we'll start with the particulars.
Okay.
TDC Insurance Company Limited is, concerned, as always, and at this particular time of the year, it gets a little more heightened, right? So we want to make sure that our customers, our clients are prepared, and your listeners are prepared. So we are here to tell you today about some guidelines, some tips and tricks, and so forth. So the first thing is, what does your insurance policy cover in the event of a hurricane? For those of you who have property insurance, it is important that you know exactly what you're getting covered for. So if you do have an insurance policy, of course, we expect it to today's insurance, you must be familiar with what you're getting covered for. If you're not, our agents are more than happy to assist you. But this is just the first one. So if your policy should provide coverage for damage caused by wind, rain, and storm surge. However, I'm going to go back. It's important to read your policy carefully. I'll say that again. It's important to read your policy carefully to understand any limitations or exclusions. So if you're not certain and you need to know what this particular phrase or clause or term or line or jargon is, you can call TDC Insurance at 465-2845 in St. Kitts or 4695-430 in Nevis, and one of our agents will be more than happy to go through it with you, so that in the event, in the unlikely event, you know exactly what your policy for your property insurance covers. So you ain't gonna stroll in and say, but and then it becomes an issue where by the people no. We want to make sure that we know exactly what you're getting covered for. That's why we're here. Because June is early, but still late, but we want to make sure that you familiarize yourselves with your policy.
And if you're wondering what are the specific requirements you would need in order to ensure your property is adequately covered, your insurance company would have specific requirements for your property before hurricane, such as installing hurricane shutters or reinforcing your roof. And it's important to know that failure to do so, to follow these requirements, may result in denial of coverage.
That's correct.
When we say reinforcing the roof, we know you have things at TDC as well to reinforce our roof. You mean put on an extra, just to make sure that everything is battened down and
That is correct. Make sure, for those who are in
and who checks to make sure that that has happened?
So you can do your own check. It is important that you do your check. You live in the place, you must know your place. So you can, it is required that you check. You check your roof. You know, they usually tell you, oh, trim the overhanging trees, clean your gutters and so on. So that is part of the general check. You also have to make sure that you check for leaks and cracks and holes and so on. Over time, your roof will deteriorate, just like anything else. So make sure you do your check. If you're not certain, you can have a contractor check it for you. And the contractor will tell you, well, this is wrong, this is wrong. You have to replace the shingles, you have to replace the galvanized, you have to get some nails, you have to get purling clips. Purling clips are these brackets inside that hold the rafters together. So your contractor could tell you exactly what would be required. So you make sure that you get those extra bits of protection, the shutters for your windows, especially if you have glass. If you have windows that could get damaged or bent or broken, you put on the shutters to protect your home. So those are requirements that you should have. And if you're not certain, again, you can ask your insurance agent, what are some of the things that I need to protect my property, whether the roof, the windows, the doors, etc. But your roof is very, very important, so we started with the roof.
So would the insurance agent come and check after my contractor would have done the work to make, no?
We could come and do a check for you, yes.
Okay,
yes. Once you have your policy with us, we don't mind coming and check. Just like the vehicle, when you're doing a check and so on, we do an inspection, we work with our customers and clients to do that.
Okay, no problem.
Because we want to ensure that your property, remember your home is your castle, so we want to make sure that your business, so we want to make sure that you protect your investment. You work hard, you got to protect your investment.
Yep, indeed.
And if in the unfortunate event that your property is damaged during a hurricane, it's important to contact your insurance agent. It's important to contact your insurance company as soon as possible to report that damage. They will likely send an adjuster to assess that damage and to determine the amount of coverage you are entitled to.
Okay. And how quickly can I expect my claim to be processed? Because now I lost my roof, even though I reinforced it. It was a bad storm.
Unfortunately.
So the time frame for processing a claim can vary depending on the extent of the damage and the complexity of the claim. So your insurance company should provide you with an estimated time frame for processing your claim. So it depends.
Okay. So as Dominic would have mentioned, we should ask all of these questions to understand our claim.
Make sure you familiarize yourself, right?
Come in now.
Start familiarizing yourself. You know, don't delay. Don't wait until there's a bulletin or something, or you're in panic mode and
you run in.
Back. Look for your policy now, whether it's in the bank vault, whether it's under your bed, whether it's in a Ziploc bag, whether it's in a plastic bag. Look for it and familiarize yourself. It's very important that you do that.
All right. Are there any additional coverages we should consider to protect our property in the event of a hurricane?
Yeah, depending on your location. Some persons live near the seaside, some persons live at the foothills, so it depends on your location and the specific risks that you would face. You may want to consider additional coverage for things like flooding. You might be living in a flood-prone area, sewer backup, or debris removal.
Okay. What steps should we take to prepare for a hurricane?
A lot of steps.
A lot of steps. But your insurance company, one thing we do at TDC Insurance during the hurricane season, we provide different checklists and guidelines. And once you come in and have a conversation with us, we provide you with the necessary steps you can take to secure your property. Like reviewing your insurance policy, securing your windows and doors, clearing the gutters and the drains, trimming your trees and shrubs, securing outdoor items, turning off utilities right before the storm, backings. And you would have mentioned Home and Building Depot before.
Yeah.
You could also come into Home and Building Depot, and our lovely staff at the Home and Building Depot could provide you with some guidance in terms of what you can purchase to adequately secure your home, whether it's the tarpaulins.
You same purling clips.
Yes.
You sound like a contractor. You over there with your purling clips.
Galvanized. These are things that you should be familiar with, because it comes as part of the home construction. First aid kit. One of the things you should also do is create your emergency plan emergency
Evacuation.
plan for your family if you need to evacuate or if you need to go into a particular room. Familiarize yourselves with the NEMA district professionals, those persons who are responsible for coming to your home or assessing or assisting you in the event of a storm. Where do you go if it happens? How do you protect your home? Do we use this door? Do we use that door? Do we, if it happens to come from this direction, if the roof falls in? So you need to create a plan, a family plan, so that, and discuss it with your family so that everybody knows where to go, when to go, and how to go.
Yeah, so true.
And be sure to follow us on social media for those updates during the storm.
Or you can also listen to WinFM 98.9 for the PSAs before the storm hits, during the storm, and after the storm.
Where Dominic bullies people to bring an empty cup in their bag.
With no tea.
And you mentioned the emergency first aid kit. Can we buy one of that?
Yes,
TDC?
you can at our home and building depot. And you could also buy it on shoptdcgroup.com if you recognize, hey, it's 11:59 and I forgot to pick it up today.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we would have touched everything on here because we insure safety, document damage, or did we not? No, property insurance advising. We went through that? Mitigate.
Yes.
Oh, we went through.
went
See,
through
it just seems when y'all are here, the time just flies.
Just
and we
flies,
go
but
through.
I'd like us to leave some tips though, some reminders to for persons to review review your insurance policy before the hurricane season. Review it, make sure you familiarize yourself with it so you get the adequate coverage. In the event that we have one, again, this isn't too early to start securing your windows and doors and roof and so on. Have the persons check. Trim your trees, like Zariel said, the overhead branches. Remove those pieces of debris, items that could become flying missiles, as they said during the storm. Clear your gutters, trim your trees, secure your outdoor items. If you have lawn furniture outside, outdoor furniture, the barbecue grill, your pet, your doghouse. Think of these things.
Fix those leaks.
Fix those leaks. So you have to do those things as well. You also have to, again, turn off your utilities, back up your data, have an evacuation plan, check your roof again, prepare your emergency kit. So these are things that you should be mindful of, especially during the hurricane season.
And ensure that you keep your records safe.
That is correct. Put your things in a Ziploc bag, seal them tightly. There's some of these plastic containers, waterproof plastic containers. If you have a vault in the bank, put them in the bank. Secure your items. If you have a vault. I don't have a vault in the bank.
You
but
could get a vault.
Could get a vault. So you have to secure your items in the event that we do get one. And again, review your policy. Make sure you know exactly what you're getting covered for. So if you need to take additionals to what you already have, prepare yourself. It's an investment in your home, so we want to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting covered for.
The only thing I didn't hear you say is charge what you need to charge, because we have a lot of portable chargers walking around.
Do that. I know you're gonna come
and charge and make sure we have enough gas for the generator, just in case if we don't have to leave home.
Or you could get a solar powered radio or fan at home and building depot.
Miss Blanchett is here to promote.
So you could do that.
I love it.
Yes, we have the radios, the fans. We have those. The lights, we have those. Solar powered,
I thought you was going to tell me a solar power generator, but then we may not have much solar during that time. Storm. I'm praying and hoping we don't have any storms.
I'm hoping we don't either. I mean, we've been so fortunate in this part of the world. I mean, we're up to number 3 in some places. So it's a good thing that we're spared.
Yes, but please, as both Ms. Blanchett and Dominic would have mentioned, go in. If you don't understand your policy, just go in and speak to the representatives. They're there. They're waiting on you. You have the time now. As Dominic just said, happy to serve you. So just go in and understand what you would be available to you should anything happen. We hope nothing happens. All the fingers crossed. And if you need additionals, just go in and speak to the friendly folks at TDC, and they will be willing and able to help.
Correct.
Yes. All right. Anything to add before we go?
Yeah, we just want to make sure that persons are aware of where they could go. So I want to give a shout out for the home and building depot in particular. A lot of people think we've been talking about insurance and your policy, but one of the things you also have to do is to make sure that as part of the prep that you have the materials, the first aid kit, the taps, the galvanized, the shingles, the nails, the water coolers, the the plastic containers, all of those you can get at the Home and Building Depot. That again is part of the hurricane preparedness initiative that we're doing across the TDC group.
Is there a section that just says hurricane preparedness and you have all these items together?
Yes, we put that together.
We do have that in our power aisle. But there's some sections in the store in the power aisle which would have hurricane specific items, but persons are more than willing to assist you in finding those items that you need.
Okay.
And for Mega Rewards members, we're in the process of doing an update your information drive. So to ensure that you continue receiving updates on items that can help you prepare for the hurricane season, be sure to contact us or come into the store to update your account information.
And be sure to follow us on social media for those tips, updates, and any additional information that you need on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. And of course, one last plug before you go. We have a WhatsApp channel for our Home and Building Depot and Automotive Division. Yes, we have Automotive Division. Yeah, you still might need some stuff for hurricane preparedness from automotive, your brake fluid and so on and so on.
Car cover.
Your car
cover. There you go. So we don't want to miss anything. So I just give a plug for automotive and our WhatsApp channel. You can follow us on our WhatsApp channels as well for updated information.
At TDC, we take good care of you.
I realize excellent care. She's waiting on you.
Guaranteeing you peace of mind.
Oh, right.
TDC Insurance.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Insurance Company Limited, where you get more coverage for less.
Hey, have you heard about the water shortage in our area?
Yeah, it's pretty serious. I've been trying to conserve water as much as possible.
Me too. I've started taking shorter showers and turning off the faucet when I brush my teeth.
Well, that's great. Another way to save water is to fix any leaks in your house.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. How much water can a leak waste?
A small leak can waste up to 20 gallons of water daily, which can really add up over time.
Wow, that's a lot. And I have to check for any leaks in my house.
Another good tip is to only run your dishwasher and washing machine when they are full to save water and energy.
I'll keep that in mind. It's important that we all do our part to conserve water, especially during this shortage.
Absolutely. Every drop counts.
This message was brought to you by the St. Kitts Water Services Department. Learn more at water.gov.kn.
The importance of co-parenting. Every child has the right to bond with the parent that gave them life. Children are happiest when they can freely communicate and enjoy the time, talents, and lessons that each parent brings to the relationship.
We make co-parenting difficult when we focus on differences rather than what is in the best interest of our children. Parents, your relationship with each other should never affect the relationship you have with your child. Celebrate your children together. They deserve your best. A message brought to you by the Department of Probation and Child Protection Services. Contact us at 467-1311 or 662-6833 for more information.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
And we are back on Island Tea. Quint, do you have anything pressing that you want to bring to the fore?
Well, I'm going to touch the wider world.
Okay.
And
are we going to Iran?
Yes.
Okay.
Recently, Russia, the Kremlin made a statement saying that they will take very, very negatively if regime change takes place in Iran. If anyone kills the leader of Iran, Russia has said they will take it very negatively. That's the word they use, very negatively. Because, and I don't disagree with them, because we can't just go around willy-nilly talking about who we want to change. You promote democracy, but yet still you want to put in who you want to put in, you know? If you feel a country isn't running the way you want it to run, okay, but don't go and take out and say you're putting in, because so far those who you have taken out in the sake of democracy, all we've seen in their wake is chaos.
Yeah.
All their country has gone to is disruption, inner turmoil, and all that kind of stuff. So we don't want that around the world. I'm going to play a clip for you. Remember yesterday I said I was going to play a clip in relation to evangelists, people who are Christian-minded and Christian-oriented. Ever since I was a young boy, I've seen this. Whenever something happens and the Christian-minded people want to sway it their way, they quote scriptures of the Bible to justify what they do. They did it way back in slavery. When they had our foreparents in bondage, they used scriptures and the Bible to justify what they were doing. So listen to this clip.
There are a lot of evangelicals who are foaming at the mouth for a war with Iran. They believe that we are approaching the end of times, that Jesus is coming back, the second coming is near, and they're thinking that this war is going to usher it in. I'm going to explain all of that to you, but this is sort of the insanity that we're dealing with and why you're seeing so many people online saying, you know, this is God's war, Donald Trump is God's servant. This is Ambassador to Israel, former governor of Arkansas, Mike Huckabee. He sent this message to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump shared this with his social media following. This is what Mike Huckabee says. He says, Mr. President, God spared you in Butler, Pennsylvania to be the most consequential president in a century, maybe ever. The decision on your shoulders, I would not want to be made by anyone else. I mean, you have many voices speaking to you, sir, but there's only one voice that matters, his voice. I am your appointed servant in this land and am available for you, but I do not try to get in your presence often because I trust your instincts. No president in my lifetime has been in a position like yours, not since Truman in 1945. I don't reach out to persuade you, only to encourage you. I believe you will hear from heaven, and that voice is far more important than mine or anyone else's. You sent me to Israel to be your eyes, ears, and voice, and to make sure our flag flies above our embassy. My job is to be the last one to leave. I will not abandon this post. Our flag will not come down. You did not seek this moment. This moment sought you. It is my honor to serve you, Mike Huckabee. So to understand theologically where Mike Huckabee and many of these other evangelicals who are dispensationalists and who believe that this war, this battle between Israel and Iran and Israel and everybody in the Middle East is God's war, that this is a signaling of the end of times. This is a pastor who is kind of giving a breakdown of the battle of Gog and Magog, and I want to play this for you so that you get an idea of where Mike Huckabee and others, where they're coming from.
The Bible says that this attack at the end of time will come on Israel from the north and the south, and that will be the final war, the war to end all wars that will usher in the end of time. Now here's the question. Are we entering into that war right now? In Ezekiel 38 and 39, it mentions nations Gog and Magog. That would be like modern day Russia. It also mentions Persia in Ezekiel 38 and 39. That corresponds to modern day Iran. What we do know is that if Iran enters the war, that Turkey and Russia will probably go with them. Right behind them will be North Korea and China. And if all of the world powers start attacking from the north and the south, start trying to attack Israel, that could be the war to end all wars that ushers in the end of history. You may be going right now like, bro, this is heavy, man. Can I just say this? there's a lot of hope in Ezekiel 38 and 39 because we know how that battle ends. But the Bible says exactly at the moment when it looks like all hope is lost for the descendants of Isaac, that the Lord himself, Jesus Christ, will descend. He will take the battlefield and he will win the war once and for all time.
Let's go ahead and break this down so that we can fully understand this. And let's also explore why they might be very, very wrong. First of all, what does the prophecy actually say? Because they're interpreting this prophecy. They're saying, this pastor there is saying like Russia and China, and he's kind of bringing in all these players, Turkey. So what does the prophecy actually say? So the prophecy of Gog and Magog appears in two places in the Bible, one in the New Testament and one in the Old Testament. In Ezekiel chapters 38 and 39, which is in the Old Testament, and it also shows up in Revelations chapter 20, which is in the New Testament. So let's focus first on Ezekiel, the Old Testament, the prophecy there. In Ezekiel 38, 39, a leader named Gog from the land of Magog is prophesied to attack Israel. Now, Gog leads a coalition of nations. Persia, it's actually named. Cush is interpreted to be Sudan or other parts of Africa, including Yemen. Put is another place that is named in this prophecy, and that would be modern-day Libya. And Gomar and Togarmah, that is viewed as typically Turkey or regions around Turkey. So Gog apparently comes from the far north, and many believe this refers to Russia. That's why he's pointing to Russia in this prophecy. Here's what's interesting. Ezekiel describes Israel as a land of unwalled villages. That's in Ezekiel 38:11. Also, a people gathered from the nations, and a land that is peaceful and unsuspecting with no gates or bars. Now, part of that doesn't really sound like a peaceful and unsuspecting people with no gates or bars, but we're going to circle back to how the prophecy describes Israel. So the setup is this: Israel is living in peace. Then this massive coalition coming from all around them, the north and the south, this coalition attacks. And just when it looks hopeless, the prophecy says God steps in. And God intervenes, causing earthquakes, sending down fire and hail, turning the attackers against each other, destroying them without Israel needing to fight at all. And the world watches in shock. And the point is so that the nations would know I am the Lord. That is the scripture from Ezekiel 38:23. So that nations will know that I am the Lord. So this is seen as a supernatural defense of God's chosen people, that there was really no fighting needed from the Israelis, that instead God comes and intervenes and saves them. But that's why a lot of evangelicals, you'll hear them talking about Donald Trump and how they'll say, Trump is the force from God so that the Israelis don't have to fight themselves. It's going to be God sending America and Americans to battle it out, and where a lot of evangelicals think Trump is going to be that man who leads America back to God, that is America's intervention. People are believing this as a religious thing, and that's why they're getting into it. Same thing with Israel. A lot of the Israelis, I understand that they're not really religious and they're using religion to enact their goals, but it's still religion that is being used, religion that people are believing to go along with these things, to go along with genocide, to go along with war, to go along with these. And it's important we understand them because it's very difficult to rationalize with religion. But if we understand where people are coming from, why they're championing war, why they're okay with genocide, why they're okay with seeing babies being blown up in Gaza, because they all think it's because of God. I mean, it's important we understand that so that we can at least know what we're dealing with, I suppose, right?
Yeah, it's important that we understand that.
Bigly, as Donald Trump would say. But Donald Trump ain't leading nobody to nothing. Donald Trump just there to cause divide and discord and everything. Who is he leading back to God?
Yeah, but that just shows you how they have a tendency to twist things their way. Mm-hmm. Okay? So do we take a bit of a commercial break right about now?
What program we have today afterwards?
Okay, continue speaking. I'm going to see what is happening outside. Just speak for a while.
All right, no problem. Let me pull up this article that I had here and make sure. Give me 1 second. you have it at your fingertips, then you don't have it. But I hope that something that was said in today's program made your day. And remember, if you have anything to contribute, we are here. We will listen, we will contribute, we can agree to disagree peaceably. So we always welcome your contributions. I'm trying to pull up my item here. It's taking a couple seconds, so I ask that you bear with me. And we know we have elections coming up in Guyana soon. It's slated for September the 1st. And I see that a former opposition legislator launches new political party. So everybody wants to have their hats in the ring. And this is from Luke Caribbean. And it says, a few hours after confirming her resignation as an opposition parliamentarian and a member of the main opposition, the People's National Congress, Reform, PNCR, Amanza Walton Desir, Wednesday announced the formation of her own party, Forward Guyana. She told the launch of the party that she has been sidelined by the PNCR and that following a recent meeting with the party leader Aubrey Norton, it was time for her to move on. There was not sufficient clarity for me on the way forward in the PNC as it is currently constituted. While I appreciated the opportunity to engage, it became clear that I cannot, in good conscience, remain where my contributions are undervalued and my voice is silent. She told the launch that was attended by several opposition politicians, including Don Hastings Williams, former government minister Ronald Balkan, former PNCR executive member Mark Archer, as well as the leaders of the opposition party A New and United Guyana, that's INOG, Dr. Mark France, and Kian Habur. Former city mayor Ubraj Narain, businessman Terence Campbell, and chartered accountant Nigel Hines were also present. Walton Desir said that the decision to launch a new party was agonizing, saying members of the population should not view her departure from the PNCR as an act of betrayal. I respect those.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
We're gonna break because we have another program coming up. So we have promised that we're gonna give them time to set up. That I now understand why you were giving me the signal, I think. Okay, so you can finish your statement if you want to, Katencia.
Well, I would encourage them, if they have Loop on their phone, they can go and read it. I was just reading a story about a young lady. She was in a party now. The party doesn't have any use for her, according to it, just to summarize. And it's forming her own political party to contest in the elections in Guyana on September 1st.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to, as I said, everybody wants a hat in the ring.
Yeah, that's the way it usually goes. Do you know that's the way how new churches form also?
Yeah, somebody didn't like what's going on in
the... and they decide they're going to make a new church. And yeah, so.
That's how everything starts, I guess.
Yeah,
in
so
life,
do take care.
You too. Have a great weekend.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
St. Kitts and Nevis, it's time to celebrate! We're raising our glasses and saying cheers to 20 years as your trusted telecommunications provider. And because we love our amazing customers, we're giving you the chance to win! Every week, we've got exciting prizes just for you. And that's not all. Step into a cash vault for a shot at $2,000 in cash. To qualify, switch to Digicel, activate a 3-day plan or higher, pay your bill in full, sign up for postpaid or a new Digicel Plus internet package. Stay connected, keep enjoying the best service, and get ready to win! 20 years strong, and we're just getting started. Visit a Digicel retail store today.
Parents and guardians, it's time to secure your child's success. Enroll them in Aspire and unlock amazing benefits. $500 in cash savings, $500 in investment shares, and life-changing financial education